started, I really owed to my cousins. I had 3 older cousins that were like 10, 12 years older than me. And one of them, my cousin Donna, was an R&B guy. She loved Big Joe Turner, Ray Charles, all the West Coast doo-wop stuff. And then I had my cousin Mike, who played banjo and guitar, and he liked Ramblin' Jack Elliott and Sonny Terry Brown and McGee, things like that. And then I had my cousin JJ, who lived on a ranch up in what's now a big city, but when we were kids was Ranchland, and he was totally into Buck Owens, George Jones. And so family gatherings, Mike would bring his guitar and JJ bring his guitar, and my cousin Donna would play a Ray Charles song, and then my cousin Mike would play a Ramblin' Jack song. So when I grew up, it was all just the same thing to me.
Yeah.
It was all just music.
And all that is treated equally.
Yeah. So basically, if you were to cut me open besides the stench, I'm basically a blues guy.
Yeah.
I learned a lot of not only music, but a lot about survival, this and the other. When my brother Phil and I followed around, we used to hang. One of the places we hung out in was called the Astro, and you could see everybody there. And they would bring in, everybody from the famous guys, Wolf and Muddy and all that, but they'd have Johnny Shines for 3 nights, or Juke Boy Bonner, and it was about 25 miles from where we lived, and we would get there somehow. I wouldn't say all the ways we'd get there, but we'd get there. And we got to be friends with a lot of guys, Big Joe Turner, Lightning, Hopkins,
Johnny Otis.
I knew Johnny Otis, yeah.
And the 3 Tons of Joy, those are the girls that used to sing?
Yeah, but they were after our period.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you're doing something a little bit different now. Your music is not the style of the Blasters.
It can be. It can be.
Okay.
The thing I like to do is, what I call it is simply, and on a dumbbell level, it's just, my saying is that there's 2 types of folk music, loud and quiet, and I like to play both. And so to me, it's everything I do is kind of rooted in the blues, and then it just goes from somewhere else, So with the women, it's like I've recorded with Sarah Brown before, and I've always been a huge fan and lusted after Cindy Cash Dollar.
Sarah Brown's from the Austin area.
Yeah, and Cindy lives here, and so it's a long story, but we played the Hardly Strictly Bluegrass Festival last year in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And they said, and I've played there almost every year in one form or another, and they said, this year, you want to do something different? And so my best friend died last year, a guy named Chris Gaffney, who was in my band, and he was my guy.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it was a little sad to be on stage without him, so I thought, let's change the whole dynamic. Instead of a bunch of guys on stage, I'm going to put together my own Earl Dream band.
We were wondering how that came about.
Yeah. We walked off stage and it was like, let's make a record. So a month and a half later, we were here in Austin over at Ray Benson's studio, Ray's Kid Engineering. We made a great record. It's coming out in a month, and for 2 months, and we're on tour all summer.
Good deal. A pleasure. Wanted to ask, you have any questions, Daryl?
Just the rockabilly influence.
Yeah.
I do a show, KNON 89.3 FM in Dallas, Rockabilly Review, and we play a lot, but just kind of the whole rockabilly influence. I mean, you see music's deep-rooted in the blues, which we know rockabilly is a fusion of the blues. But
well, it's got its own unique thing, It's like any kind of folk music. And some rockabilly guys get pissed off at me saying rockabilly is a folk music.
But it is.
But it is. Sonny Burgess is more of a folk singer than some singer-songwriter going, here's a song I wrote.
Right.
And so that's, to me, rockabilly is as valid folk music as bluegrass or blues or anything. And I love it. I mean, I love playing it. I would do more, but I can't sing it. Because, to really do rockabilly right, you got to have a great singer. Yeah. My brother can sing the fuck out of it. My brother can sing the hell out of it. And, Big Sandy, guys like that.
Yeah, Big Sandy's great.
And every now and then I'll throw in a pure rockabilly song in a set,
So the
but
West,
it's mainly, I just can't sing it.
I'm curious on the, being the West Coast. To me, I mean, everybody talks about Memphis and Sun Records and being the rockabilly mecca, but in my opinion, the rockabilly in Dallas but to me it was California.
Well, we had a great scene.
Maddox and Rose and Lefty and Buck.
Glenn was
Glenn and
Stewart cut a couple rockabilly tracks, and like that Glenn, the great single, One Cup of Coffee to Cigarette.
Great song.
Everybody's Moving. That's Roy Nichols is on that.
Yes.
Win Stewart's playing acoustic guitar.
Yeah, Win Stewart.
And that's Glenn's a trip. I was over at Glenn's house once. He's got everything. He's got all the photographs. He's got every piece of clothing he ever wore. So he was Maddox Brothers and Rose, right, in the early 50s. So he'll show you the scrapbook, and then he'll go to his closet, pull out the nudie suit with the Turk suit.
Very cool.
And he's like, "You want a Dave? It fit you?" And I was like, "No, it's not going to fit me. He's a little guy." But he's great. Yeah. So there was a lot of shit going on the West Coast, and in country music, was more the whole kind of West Coast neo-Bakersfield thing. It was almost rock and roll.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, it really was. But there's a lot of people.
You listen to the Collins kids, where they from?
Oh yeah.
They were genuine artists.
They're the shit. Yeah.
Can I get you to do a spot for my radio show?
Got it.
Put it down there. In case you didn't remember who you were.
KCSS 91.9 Turlock.
Oh yeah.
Central Valley.
Hi, this is Dave Alvin, and right this second you are listening to KCSS 91.9 Turlock, Sunday Night Blues with the Rooster Fish. Dig it, Central Valley.
Now you guys want
You got one, Daryl? You got your plug?
I mean, if you don't mind, do the KNOA in Dallas, 89.3.
You got the card? Daryl, you got your card?
Right here.
Okay.
So that was the one, you had the one we wrote for you.
You got it. You have it. I have it.
I gave it to you, yeah.
Oh, man, I thought you had it.
There you go.
Sorry,
Okay.
man.
That's a KNON one right there.
Rockabilly Review, 15 years on the air.
All right. Hey, hip cats and hip kittens, this is Dave Alvin, and whenever I'm in Dallas, you can be darn sure I'm listening to the Rockabilly Review on 89.3 FM, KNON, 15 years and still rocking.
Beautiful.
All right.
to get a picture.